Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. So ngayon, ang pag-aaralan natin ay tungkol sa division of polynomials. Pero bago tayo mag-discuss tungkol dito, reviewin muna natin ang quotient law of exponent because we will use this when we are in division. Okay? So now let us have the case 1 or number 1 quotient law of exponent. So we have here m raised to x over m raised to y. So it is equal to m raised to x minus y. So if x is greater than y, so we will just simply subtract the corresponding exponents if we have the same base. So for example, we have here a raised to 8 over a raised to 5. So we have here a, so we just copy a, m raised to x minus y. So a raised to 8 minus 5. So we have here 8a raised to 8 minus 5, so we have 3. So the simplified form of a raised to 8 over a raised to 5 is a cubed. Okay, so that's example for the quotient law of exponent number 1. Now let's proceed to number 2. So we have here m raised to x over m raised to y. It is equal to 1 if, take note, if x is equal to y. So kung meron daw tayong parehas na base, tapos parehas din yung kanilang exponent, ang value daw nyon ay 1. So for example, we have here b raised to 10 over b raised to 10. So we have the same base, which is b, then we have the same exponent, which is 10. So therefore, this is equal to 1. Okay? Now for number 3, we have here m raised to x over m raised to y. So it will become 1 over m raised to y minus x. So the base will be written in the denominator if x is less than y. Kung mas maliit yung exponent ng base na nakasulat sa numerator. Okay, for example, we have here x raised to 5 over x raised to 6. So we have here 1 over x raised to 6 minus 5. Kasi mas malaki yung exponent ni x sa denominator kesa sa numerator. That's why x will be written in the denominator. So it will be equal to 1 over x. So no need to write 1 because 6 minus 5 is 1. So no need to write 1 as an exponent. It means that x has an exponent of 1. Pero bago tayo magpatuloy sa discussion natin sa division of polynomials, huwag kalimutang i-share itong video na ito sa inyong mga kaibigan at kakilala, mag-subscribe sa aming channel, at pindutin ang notification bell. Okay, let us have the discussion of division of polynomials. First, we have the division of monomial by monomial. So let us have example number 1. We have here 27x raised to 4, y raised to 5 over 9x y cubed. So we have to get the answer for this example. So first, we have to divide the numerical coefficient. So 27 divided by 9. So we have 3. Then we have the same base x and the same base y, and we have the exponent larger written in the numerator. Okay, so that's why we have here x raised to 4 minus 1, then y raised to 5 minus 3. So let us simplify this. So what we have here 3x raised to 4 minus 1, so we have 3, then y raised to 5 minus 3, so we have 2. So our answer will be 3x cubed y squared. Now let's have here example number 2. So we are given here 2a cubed b raised to 6 over 8a raised to 7 b cubed. So let us divide the numerical coefficient. We have here 2 and 8. So we cannot divide this exactly. So we will just rewrite it in fraction form in lowest term. So what is the lowest term of 2 over 8? So we have 1 over 4 or 1/4. So we write 1/4. Then let's have letter A. So we have here the same base, letter A, but if you notice, we have a bigger exponent written in the denominator. So we will write A, take note, this is case number 3. So we will write A in the denominator. So we have here A, then subtract the exponent from the denominator minus the exponent in the numerator. So 7 minus 3. Then we have here B. So if you notice, we have the exponent of the base B, okay, 6. So it is larger than in the denominator. So we will write B in the numerator. So we have here 6 minus 3. Then let us simplify. So we have here 1B raised to 6 minus 3. So we have 3 over 4A raised to 7 minus 3, which is 4. And then if we have a numerical coefficient of 1/4 and we have b cubed here, so we can erase 1 here already with our final answer, because it means that if we don't have 1 here, so the numerical coefficient is 1/4. So the final answer will be b cubed over 4a to the 4th. Now, let us have polynomial. So, division of polynomial by monomial. So, we are given here 21a raised to 5 b cubed c raised to 7 minus 14a cubed b c raised to 5 plus 42a raised to 6 b raised to 4 c cubed all over 7a squared b c squared. So we will distribute the divisor to each term in the given polynomial in the dividend. So we will have 21a raised to 5 b cubed c raised to 7 over 7a squared b c squared. Then we have negative 14a cubed b c raised to 5 over 7a squared b c squared. Then positive 42a raised to 6 b to the 4th c cubed over 7a squared b c squared. Okay, then let us simplify this using the quotient law. So we have here 21 divided by 7. So we have 3. Then A, the same base, 5 minus 2. Then we have B raised to 3 minus 1. Then C raised to 7 minus 2. Then negative 14 divided by 7 is negative 2. Then we have A raised to 3 minus 2. Then B raised to 1 minus 1. So for this, so let us make it shortcut, diba? If we have the same base, then we have the same exponent, it is equal to 1. So we can cancel B. So we can erase the answer here, letter B, okay? Because it's already equal to 1. Then we have here C raised to 5 minus 2. Then positive 42 divided by positive 7, so we have positive 6. Then A raised to 6 minus 2, then B raised to 4 minus 1, and C raised to 3 minus 2. Then let us simplify our answer. So we have here 3A raised to 5 minus 2, which is 3. Then we have B raised to 3 minus 1, so we have 2. Then we have C raised to 7 minus 2, which is 5. Then negative 2 or minus 2, A raised to 3 minus 2, which is 1. So no need to write 1 as an exponent. Then we have C raised to 5 minus 2, which is 3. Then plus 6A raised to 6 minus 2, which is 4. Then B raised to 4 minus 1, which is 3. Then C raised to 3 minus 2, which is 1. So again, no need to write 1. Okay? So our final answer is 3a cubed b squared c raised to 5 minus 2ac cubed plus 6a to the 4th b cubed c. Let us have the discussion for the division of polynomial by polynomial. So we have here the quantity of 6x cubed minus 3x squared plus 2x plus 3 divided by the quantity of x minus 2. So if you notice, we have here multinomial divided by binomial. That's why we called it polynomial by polynomial. Our divisor consists of more than one term. So now, if this will be the case, we will use the long division. So we have the division symbol. Then we write the dividend inside the division symbol and the divisor outside the division symbol. But before we write it, see to it that the given polynomial, both the dividend and the divisor, is arranged in its standard form. So meaning, the degree of the term is in descending order. So we have here 3, 2, 1, 0. So it's already in its standard form. Then we have the divisor 1, 0. So again, this is in its standard form. So we can now write it in our division symbol or method, long method of division. So we have here 6x cubed minus 3x squared plus 2x plus 3 divided by x minus 2. Okay, now, for the division, we only divide the first term of the dividend by the first term of the divisor. So again, we just divide the first term of the dividend by the first term of the divisor. So we have here 6x cubed divided by x. So for division, we will subtract the exponent of the same base. So we have here 6, because 6 divided by 1 is 6. Then we have x raised to 3 minus 1, which is 2. So we have the partial quotient, which is equal to 6x squared. So let us write it here. Okay? Then, the second step, we will multiply 6x squared to each term of the divisor. So 6x squared times x minus 2. Okay? So let us get the product. So we have here 6x squared times x. So when it comes to multiplication, we add the exponent of the same base. So we have here 2 plus 1, 3. So we have 6x cubed. Then 6 times negative 2. So we have negative 12x squared. Okay? So after we get the product, we rewrite this product vertically aligned with its similar terms. So we have here 6x cubed, so it is similar with 6x cubed. So we write it below 6x cubed. Then negative 12x squared, so it is similar to negative 3x squared. So we write it below negative 3x squared. So vertically. Okay, negative 12x squared. Now, just like in the division of whole number, subtraction is included in the process of division. So we will subtract this. Okay, so the next step is subtraction. Okay, now for subtraction, we have to change the operation, okay, to addition, then get the opposite sign of the subtrahend. So from 6x cubed to negative 6x cubed, negative 12x squared to positive 12x squared. Then we proceed to addition. So 6 plus negative 6 is 0. So no need to write 0. Then negative 3 plus positive 12. So we have positive 9. Then we just copy the literal coefficient 9x squared. Then we bring down the next term. So positive 2x. Okay? So again, we divide first term by the first term. So the fourth step is 9x squared divided by x. So we have here 9 divided by 1, which is 9. Then we have here x raised to 2 minus 1, which is 1. So no need to write 1. So we have the quotient, which is equal to 9x. Then we put the positive sign here, 9x. Do not forget the positive sign because it indicates that we separate 9x from 6x squared. Kung hindi nyo ilalagay yung positive sign na yon or plus sign na yon, mamamali ang inyong quotient. Okay? So now, after getting the quotient, partial quotient, so we will multiply positive 9x to our divisor. So that's the fifth step. So 9x times the divisor, which is x minus 2. So what will be the product? So we have here 9x. This is multiplication, so we add the exponent. 1 plus 1, so we have squared. Then 9x times negative 2 is negative 18x. And then for this product, we align it to its similar term, vertically. So 9x squared is similar with 9x squared. And negative 18x is similar with positive 2x. Okay, then we subtract it. So the next step is subtraction. Okay, then let us subtract. So we have here, change it to minus sign to plus sign, then 9x squared to negative 9x squared, negative 18x to positive 18x. So what is positive 9 plus negative 9? So this is 0. So no need to write 0. Then positive 2 plus positive 18, we have positive 20. Then we just copy x, the literal coefficient. Then bring down the next term. So the next step here is to divide first term divided by the first term. So we have 20x divided by x. Okay? So we have here, so again, if we have the same base and the same exponent, so we can cancel it x because it is already equal to 1. So our answer is 20. So we have here positive 20. So again, we have to put or write positive or plus sign here, okay? Then followed by 20 to separate 20 from 9x. Again, pag hindi nyo nilagay dyan yung positive sign, mali ang inyong quotient. So the next step, you will multiply 20 to the divisor. So 20 times x minus 2. So what is 20 times x? So we have 20x. And 20 times negative 2, so we have negative 40. Okay? So we write it vertically to its similar terms here in our division method or solution. So 20x is similar with 20x, so we write it down below 20x. Then negative 40 is similar with positive 3. Then subtract. So again, for subtraction, we change it minus sign to plus sign. 20x to negative 20x. Then negative 40 to positive 40. So what is 20 plus negative 20? So it is 0. So no need to write 0. Then what is positive 3 plus positive 40? So we have 43. Now we have a remainder of 43. So it means that our quotient is not exact. If the question is asking only for the remainder, your answer will be 43. But if the question is asking for the quotient, you have to write the quotient plus the remainder. So this is how we write the quotient. So we have here 6x squared plus 9x plus 20 plus, so this will become plus sign depending on the sign of the remainder. So this is positive, that's why it will become positive. Then we copy the remainder over the divisor, which is x minus 2. So this will now be our quotient. So we have here 6x squared plus 9x plus 20 plus 43 over x minus 2. Let's have more examples of the division of polynomials. And these examples are parallel to the given learning task in grade 7 mathematics module. So let us have number 1 question. We have here 36x raised to 4 y cubed z over 9xy raised to 5 z. So let us divide the numerical coefficient. So we have here 36 divided by 9, which is equal to 4. Then we have here x, the same base x. Then we have the exponent, so larger in the numerator than in the denominator. So we will write it in the numerator. Then subtract. So 4 minus 1. Then we have your y, the base y. So if you notice, mas malaki yung exponent ni y na nasa denominator. So isusulat natin si y sa denominator. Then subtract yung malaking exponent minus yung maliit na exponent. So we have 5 minus 3. Then we have your z. So we have the same exponent which is 1. So we can now cancel z because the value of this is 1. Now let us simplify. So we have your 4x raised to 4 minus 1. So we have 4x raised to 4 minus 1, which is 3, over y raised to 5 minus 3, which is 2. So we have the answer, 4x cubed over y squared. Okay, let us discuss example number 2. Okay, we are given here 12a raised to 5, b squared c cubed, minus 30a raised to 4, b raised to 5, c squared, plus 42a raised to 7, b cubed, c raised to 4, all over 6a squared, b squared, c. Okay? So, it means that we will distribute 6a squared, b squared, c to each term in the dividend. So, we will have 12a raised to 5 b squared c cubed over 6a squared b squared c. Then negative 30 a to the 4th b raised to 5 c squared over 6a squared b squared c. And then positive 42a raised to 7 b cubed c to the 4th over 6a squared b squared c. Then let us use the quotient law for the simplifying of each term. Okay? So we have here 12 divided by 6, so we have 2. Then we have a raised to 5 minus 2. Then we can cancel b squared because they have the same base and at the same time, they have the same exponent which is equal to 1. Then we have here c raised to 3 minus 1. Then we have here negative 30 divided by positive 6. So we have negative 5. And then we have here a raised to 4 minus 2. Then we have b raised to 5 minus 2. And c raised to 2 minus 1. And we have here positive 42 divided by 6. So we have positive 7. Then we have here a raised to 7 minus 2. B raised to 3 minus 2, then C raised to 4 minus 1. So let us simplify. So we have here 2A raised to 2A raised to 5 minus 2, we have cube or 3. Then C raised to 3 minus 1, we have 2. Then minus 5A raised to 4 minus 2, which is 2. Then b raised to 5 minus 2, which is 3. Then c raised to 2 minus 1, which is 1. So no need to write 1 as an exponent. Then plus 7, a raised to 7 minus 2, which is 5. Then b raised to 3 minus 2, which is 1. So again, no need to write 1 as an exponent. Then we have c raised to 4 minus 1, which is 3. So therefore, our final answer for example number 2 is 2a cubed c squared minus 5a squared b cubed c plus 7a raised to 5b c cubed. Let us discuss example number 3. So we are given here 6x squared minus 7xy minus 20y squared all over 2x minus 5y. So this is just like division of polynomial by polynomial. So we will use the long division or method. Okay? But before we write it in our division symbol, see to it that the given dividend and divisor written in its standard form. So we have here 2, 2, 2. So the degree are the same. So let us just arrange it alphabetically. So we have your x, then 2, 1, 0. Then ascending for y. So 0, 1, 2. So this is written in its standard form. And also with 2x minus 5y because the variable is arranged in alphabetical order. So we can now write it inside the division symbol, the dividend. So 6x squared minus 7xy minus 20y squared divided by 2x minus 5y. Okay? Again, the first step, first term divided by the first term. So we have here 6x squared divided by 2x. So what is 6 divided by 2? We have 3. Then x raised to 2 minus 1, so we have 1. So the partial quotient is 3x. Then the second step, multiply 3x, the partial quotient, to the divisor. So we have here 2x minus 5y. So what is 3x times 2x? So take note that in multiplication, we add the exponent of the same base. So we have here 3 times 2, we have 6. Then x raised to 1 plus 1, so we have squared. Then 3 times negative 5, so we have negative 15. Then x times y, we have xy. So we align this product vertically to its similar terms. So 6x squared is similar with 6x squared. So we write it below 6x squared. And negative 15xy is similar with negative 7xy. So we write it vertically below negative 7xy. So negative 15xy. Then we proceed to subtraction. So the third step is subtraction. Okay? And for subtraction, we have to change this subtraction symbol to addition. And then get the opposite sign of 6x squared to negative 6x squared. Then negative 15xy to positive 15xy. Now let's proceed to addition. So what is 6 plus negative 6? So it is 0. So no need to write 0. And then negative 7 plus positive 15. So we have here positive 8. Then we just copy the literal coefficient xy. Then we bring down the next term, negative 20y squared. So again, we have here division. So division of the first term in the dividend divided by the first term in the divisor. So the fourth step will be 8xy over or divided by 2x. So we have here 8 divided by 2, which is 4. Then we can cancel x because they have the same base, then the same exponent. Then we just copy y. So the quotient is positive 4y. So we add positive 4y. Take note that we always write the sign if there is a first term written in our quotient to separate 3x and 4y. Okay? Then the next one is multiply the quotient 4y to the divisor. So we have 4y times 2x minus 5y. So let us multiply. So 4y times 2x, so 4 times 2, we have 8. Then y times x, so wala tayong ipag-a-add na exponent kasi magkaiba yung ating base. So we just simply copy them. So x, y, then arrange it alphabetically. Then positive 4 times negative 5, so we have negative 20. Then we have the same base, so we can add their exponent. So 1 plus 1, we have 2. Ina-add natin yung exponent kasi ang ating operation ay multiplication. Sinusubtract naman natin yung exponent ng the same base kung ang operation natin ay division. Okay? Take note of that. So now, let's have 8xy minus 20y squared written in our solution wherein they will be written below its similar terms. So 8xy is the same or similar to 8xy. So write it below 8xy. And negative 20y squared is similar with negative 20y squared. And then the next step is subtraction. So we have here 8xy minus 8xy. Obviously, kapag kapag isang number ay sunod-track mo sa sarili niya, ang sagot ay 0. Then, negative 20y squared minus negative 20y squared, okay, ganun din. So, it is equal to 0. So, therefore, the remainder is 0, and our quotient is exact, which is 3x plus 4y. Okay, now let us discuss example number 4. So, if you notice, we have your x raised to 6 plus y raised to 6. So, a binomial divided by another binomial, x squared plus y squared. So, before we write it in our division symbol, so see to it that it is arranged in its standard form. So, they are both 6, so it means that it is arranged because alphabetized. So, x comes first and also with our divisor. But, for this, we have a degree of 6 in the first term and a degree of 6 in the second term. So, there is a missing exponent or degree when we arrange it in descending order. Okay? So, since our divisor is squared, so maglalagay na lang tayo ng dalawang blank dyan. Kasi ang kasunod ng 6 ay 4 tapos 2. Okay? So, we just have x raised to 6 tapos plus blank plus blank. Okay, bakit dalawang blank? Kasi 6 to, tapos ang divisor natin ay 2. So, may dalawang difference na 4 at saka yung kasunod na ay 2. Kaya dalawa. Okay? Then, positive y raised to 6. Then, we have the divisor, x squared plus y squared. So, again, ang ating unang step, first term, of the dividend divided by the first term of the divisor. So, we have your x raised to 6 divided by x squared. So, pag division, again, isusubtract natin yung exponent kung parehas ang base. So, we have your x raised to 6 minus 2. So, we have 4. So, the quotient, the partial quotient is x raised to 4. Now, the next step is to multiply the partial quotient to the divisor. So, we have your x raised to 4 times x squared plus y squared. Okay? So, nasusundan ba yung ating steps? So, let us multiply. So, again, pag multiplication at parehas ang base, ina-add naman natin ang exponent. So, we have your x raised to 4 plus 2 have 6. Then we have your positive. So, positive times positive is positive. Then we don't have the same base. So, we just copy it. So, x raised to 4, y squared. So, hindi natin pwedeng i-add yan kasi magkaiba yung base nila. So, we just simply copy it. So, the product is x raised to 6 plus x raised to 4, y squared. So, we write it vertically to where it is similar with our dividend. So, we have your minus. Then, x raised to 6 is similar with x raised to 6. Now, for x to the 4th y squared, so we don't have that term in our dividend. That's why it is the purpose of having blank so that we can align x to the 4th y squared with this blank. So, we have positive x to the 4th y squared. So, now, let's proceed to the third step, which is subtraction. Okay? So, again, if this is subtraction, so we always change it from minus sign to plus sign. Then, positive x raised to 6 to negative x raised to 6. And then, positive x to the 4th y squared to negative x to the 4th y squared. So, what is positive 1 plus negative 1? So, that is equal to 0. So, no need to write 0. Then, we just bring down negative x to the 4th y squared. So, negative x to the 4th y squared. Then, plus, so bring down the blank. And then, again, the fourth step here. So, we divide the first term of the dividend by the first term of the divisor. So, we have your negative x raised to 4 y squared over x squared. So, we have your negative divided by positive or negative 1 divided by positive 1. So, we have negative. Then, the same base, so this is division. So, ima-minus natin yung exponent. So, 4 minus 2 we have 2. Then we don't have y, okay, here in the denominator, so we just copy y squared. So the partial quotient is negative x squared y squared. So what will be the next step? Multiply the partial quotient in our divisor. So we have here negative x squared y squared times x squared plus y squared. Okay? So x squared plus y squared. So let us multiply it. So negative times positive, we have negative. So take note, this is multiplication. So we add the exponent of the same base. So we have here x. Then 2 plus 2, we have 4. Then we just copy y. Then negative x squared y times positive y squared. So it is negative x squared. So we just copy x squared. Then we have y raised to 1 plus 2. We have 3. So we have now the product, which is negative x raised to 4y minus x squared y cubed. Okay? So we line it with its similar term. So we have here negative. Okay, sorry. So we have here y squared pala. So we put y squared here. So an exponent of 2. So there will be an exponent of 2 here. So the product will be negative x raised to 4 y squared minus x squared y cubed. So we align it with its similar term. So we have negative x to the 4 y squared, then negative x squared, then this will become 4 because 2 plus 2 is 4. So we have negative x squared y to the 4th. Then the next step is subtraction. So we have here subtraction. Okay? So again, change minus sign to plus sign. Negative x to the 4th y squared to positive. And then negative x squared y to the 4th is positive. So negative 1 plus positive 1, 0. Then we just bring down positive x squared y to the 4th. Then bring down the next term. So we have your positive y raised to 6. So again, first term of the dividend divided by the first term of the divisor. So our seventh step here will be x squared y to the 4th divided by x squared. So we can cancel x squared because we have the same base, then we have the same exponent. So the answer or the quotient will be y raised to 4. So positive sign, so positive y raised to 4. Okay, so always remember that you have to write positive sign here. So then, the next step is to multiply the partial quotient y raised to 4 to our divisor. So we have here y raised to 4 times x squared plus y squared. So again, let us multiply. So combining this, we cannot add the exponent because we have different base. So we just copy x squared y raised to 4. And then y to the 4th times positive y squared. So positive y, then add the exponent. 4 plus 2, we have 6. So this is the product. Then we align this product to the given dividend. Okay? So for the purpose of subtraction. So we have your x squared y to the 4th plus y raised to 6. So we align it with its similar terms. So next step is subtraction. Okay, so let's find out if there will be remainder or we don't have the remainder or zero remainder. So obviously, particular terms or algebraic expression subtracted by itself, so the difference is 0. So therefore, our quotient is x to the 4th minus x squared y squared plus y to the 4th. Okay, let us have example number 5. So we have here x cubed plus 5x squared minus 2x minus 24 all over x squared plus x minus 6. Okay, so again, before we write it in our division symbol, see to it that our dividend and divisor is arranged in a standard form or descending order. So we have here 3, 2, 1, 0. Then we have 2, 1, 0. Okay? So we can now write it because it's already in its standard form. So we have x cubed plus 5x squared minus 2x minus 24 divided by x squared plus x minus 6. So if you notice, our divisor is a trinomial. But even if it is a trinomial, the steps are the same. Okay? So the first step, again, the first term of the dividend divided by the first term of the divisor. So we have our x cubed over x squared. So this is division. We subtract the exponent. So we have our x raised to 3 minus 2, which is 1. So no need to write 1 as the exponent. So we write the partial quotient x. Then the next step, multiply the partial quotient to the divisor. So we have your x squared plus x minus 6. So we have here, distribute x. So x times x squared. So since this is multiplication, we add the exponent. Take note. Multiplication, add the exponent of the same base. Division, subtract the exponent of the same base. So we have here 1 plus 2 cubed. Then positive x times positive x is positive x raised to 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. Then x times negative 6, so we have negative 6x. Then we align this in our dividend with its similar terms. So we have your x cubed similar with x cubed. Then positive x squared similar with 5x squared. So positive x squared. Then negative 6x is similar with negative 2x. So we align it with negative 2x. Then proceed to the third step, which is subtraction. Okay? So what are we going to do with this subtraction? So we always change the minus sign to plus sign. Then x cubed to negative x cubed. Positive x squared to negative x squared. Negative 6x to positive 6x. So 1 plus negative 1, so obviously it is equal to 0. Positive 5 plus negative 1, so we have positive 4. Then we just copy the literal coefficient x squared because this is subtraction. Then negative 2 plus positive 6, so we have positive 4. Then again, copy the literal coefficient x. Then we bring down negative 24. So again, first term of the dividend divided by the first term of the divisor. So the fourth step will be 4x squared divided by x squared. So for division, we can cancel the same base with the same exponent. So the answer is 4. So we have here positive 4. Then the next step is multiply the partial quotient 4 to the divisor. So 4 times x squared plus x minus 6. So we will have 4x squared, positive 4 times x is positive 4x, then 4 times negative 6 is negative 24. So we align it vertically to its similar term. So we have here 4x squared plus 4x minus 24. So subtract. So obviously, if it is subtraction, we are subtracting same number or same term, so it is equal to 0. So therefore, the quotient is x plus 4. Maraming salamat sa inyong pag-aaral, pakikinig sa aming video at panonood. So huwag kakalimutang i-share at mag-subscribe sa aming channel. Thank you!